Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Winans, and I am the Outreach and Change Management Lead for Retirement Online. Welcome to the New York State and Local Retirement System Retirement Online webinar. We're excited today to field your questions regarding member enrollment using Retirement Online. We appreciate you all taking the time to join us. This webinar is designed to answer questions on member enrollment for our local employer partners. In order to make sure we are covering as many questions as we can on the different aspects of member enrollment using Retirement Online, we have divided this webinar into different topics. We will start by answering questions you have about how you will enroll a member through Retirement Online. Then we will address the differences between optional and mandatory members. Finally, we will answer your questions as to how you can best be ready to start enrolling members on the day we go live next spring. As a quick overview to some of the changes between enrolling a member today and enrolling a member in Retirement Online in the future, the first difference you will notice is that you will no longer have to manually fax NYSLRS an application. You will be able to complete the member enrollment process online and even enroll mandatory members up to 30 days before their start date. Using Retirement Online to enroll a member, you will now immediately get your new employee's reg number and contribution rate. During the process, you will receive pop-up messages with additional instructions if any information is in need of correction, and if the new hire is already a member with NYSLRS. Now, let's start with our first question on how to enroll a member using Retirement Online. Our first question: when inputting information for a new member, do you do so while they are sitting next to you, or do you have them fill out the information and then hand it to you to input into the system?
Hello, my name is Margaret Barbarisi. I'm an Assistant Director with the Member and Employer Services Bureau. I primarily am responsible for enrollment to NYSLRS. We recommend you still have your new member complete the membership registration application for their respective system. Retirement Online requires the same information that is required by our existing forms. However, we are currently updating our forms to better reflect what you will see when filling in member information in Retirement Online.
Our next question: we still maintain paper personnel files. Using Retirement Online, when using Retirement Online to enroll a member, will I be able to print information to add to their paper personnel files?
Hi, this is Allison Ryan. I'm the area manager over the member enrollment unit. Yes, you will still be able to print the information from Retirement Online that will include the registration numbers and contribution rates to add it to their personnel files. You can also have your new member fill out their required forms ahead of enrolling them in Retirement Online, which will provide you both the information you need to enroll a member through Retirement Online and a hard copy for your records.
Our next question: if someone is already an ERS or PFRS member and a new hire to our organization, is there a process we need to follow to affiliate them with our place of employment? Or can we just include them in the next monthly report using their existing registration number?
Hi, this is Alicia Sullivan. I'm a section head of registration. Yes, to verify their current membership status, you would go to the enrollment dashboard. As you complete the enrollment process, you will be advised to whether they have a current active membership or if they need to be enrolled. Once you have completed this enrollment process in Retirement Online, you will be able to include them in your monthly report.
Our next question: can I still look up membership status using the IVR line?
Hi, this is Allison Ryan again. We will be removing the IVR line to check member enrollment next spring. Retirement Online will advise you of a new hire's membership status as you complete the member enrollment process.
All right. This question has to do with TIAA CREF. If an eligible new employee has the option of enrolling in the New York State and Voluntary Defined Contribution Plan, which is administered through TIAA CREF, do they also need to be enrolled in the New York State Retirement Plan?
This is Margaret. If someone has the option to elect a VDC benefit plan, normally they have to do so within 30 days of appointment to that eligible title. We recommend that if you know the person is selecting NYSLRS over a VDC option, please proceed within that 30 days and enroll them to membership. If the person elects the VDC option, please do not provide that information to NYSLRS.
For Retirement Online registration for employers, where can I call to receive a username and password for registration online?
Hi, this is Beth Wicks. I'm the Assistant Director responsible for Employer Services. Each of our employers should have designated a contact and security administrator, and the security administrator is the person that would assign to you a security role that would allow you to do registration online. It's the personnel security role. So you would need to speak to the security administrator assigned at your employer.
Is the hire date the first date of work or the effective date of the civil service certification date?
Hello, this is Margaret. We can recommend that the hire date should be when the person first becomes employed by you and is receiving salary. That would equate to the eligibility to participate in NYSLRS.
Our next question, will we still receive membership information by postal mail when we enroll a new member online?
This is Margaret again. We are going to provide you with the option as to how you wish to receive that confirmation of enrollment. If you choose mail, we will certainly mail you that confirmation. But if you choose an email path, that information will be provided through email.
Very good. Along those lines, in the future, do part-time or seasonal employees have to be physically working on the date they are registered?
This is Margaret again. That is not an option. All dates of membership have to equal when a person is actively working. That will not change.
All right. More about postal mail. In the future, do we still mail in the forms after we enroll them? Specifically, I'm asking about beneficiary information.
Hello, this is Margaret again. We have removed the beneficiary portion of the application a few years back in anticipation of our new Go Live situation and cases. We do recommend that if in orientation you provide them with a separate beneficiary form, certainly you can do that, but it is up to the member to submit that information. Please do not fax the information to us. We are presently receiving faxed membership applications, which are acceptable. We do not need a hard copy, but we continue to receive faxed beneficiary applications as well, and we do need the original. So I do know that you want to assist your employees, so please go ahead during orientation, provide them with a beneficiary application that they then can submit themselves through the mail.
Our next question, will we be able to use Retirement Online to check if a new employee is a current member without necessarily enrolling them?
Hi, this is Alicia Sullivan. So what you would do is you would still go through Retirement Online enrollment dashboard and put in their personal information and their job information, and it will tell you if that person's already a member by returning that information to you for reporting purposes, like their contribution rate, their EMPL ID, and their registration number. But if they don't want to join, you just wouldn't follow the prompts of uploading an application.
Okay, our next question, what can we do if a member states that they do not want to join NYSLRS but we need to check to ensure that they are not mandatory.
Hi, this is Alicia Sullivan again. Basically, you would go through those same prompts where you're going through adding their personal information and their job information. And when you get to that section where you're hitting next after the job information, the box will pop up saying you need to attach a form if the person's optional. If they're mandatory, it will go straight through and it will give you the reporting information. So that's how you would be able to tell the difference. The system will notify you.
So in other words, this is Lori, I think the clarification here is that if the person is in fact mandatory, and they could be mandatory from some other job and be optional at your place of employment, the system will detect that and create the job for you to report them at, additionally, if they were already a mandatory member. But if they are only optional and were never a mandatory member somewhere else, then again, you'd be prompted to provide the optional enrollment form. One change in our system is that mandatory members, you do not need to return the registration form to NYSLRS. Registering them, enrolling them online, in Retirement Online, completes that process.
With Retirement Online, new employees need to be enrolled within 30 days. My organization gives a 90-day probation period. Can I enroll them after that period is over?
This is Margaret. When we discuss probation, it really does not dictate whether someone is mandated or optional to membership. So if someone is appointed to a 12-month probationary full-time position, they could often be mandated. So if someone truly is mandatory, again, 12-month permanent, full-time, making at least state minimum wage, and you elect to hold off that 90-day period, that person will have accrued 90 days of arrears. So regardless of whether or not someone is probationary, it is not relevant as to when you should be enrolling them to membership.
If NYSLRS does not have the reporting portion of Retirement Online ready for go live, will the new employee enrollment process still be put into place?
This is Lori again. All aspects of Retirement Online will be up next spring and available. That will include both the online enrollment dashboard as well as employer reporting.
I was Silver certified about a year ago. Will there be refresher courses?
Hi, this is Rebecca. I'm a project assistant on the training side of NYSLRS. And yes, it's actually available now. If you go to the employer page, you can still take the self-paced training that is available there as a refresher.
As an employer, what can we use Retirement Online for now?
This is Lori again. As an employer today in Retirement Online, you can of course manage your contacts and your security roles. That will be very important for you to maintain so that we have the right information so that when we need to reach out to you, we've got the right staff allocated to the right functions. Additionally, we have rolled out some functionality this summer that enables, I believe it's the personnel contact, to be able to upload a statement of accrued benefits and leave credits. That's a form that typically gets mailed out when a member, one of our members, files for retirement, and we need to get that lump sum information at the end. So we've been beginning to roll out some small pieces of functionality in preparation for our upgrade next spring.
Are we going to have assigned transition coaches? Hi, this is Anna Winans. I can speak to that. At the moment, our transition coaches are busily providing technical assistance and support over the phone to employers. We have a pool of transition coaches who are working on silver certification. They also host training programs as well as file upload sessions. Individual coaches have not been assigned to individual employers, but we are in the process of planning assignments based on groups of employers. there will be more information on how that process will work, made available to all of you via email. Our next question is, will there be a way online to handle part-timers who start on a weekend?
No. Unfortunately, you would have to fax those employees' applications over to us if they chose to join, so that the correct date of membership can be assigned to them.
If a person is an active ERS member, say a full-time civic member, but then has a promotion that makes them eligible to join ORP, how would this be handled using Retirement Online?
Hello, this is Margaret. If someone now has an eligibility to participate in ORP, you can just notify us. Obviously, if someone is electing ORP, they should not be continue to be reported to NYSLRS.
How should we handle subsequent employment?
Hi, this is Alicia Sullivan. You would go through the same prompts through Retirement Online as you do for an enrollment. And when you enter the personal information, it will show you that the person exists in our system. Would you like to add your job to their record? And then you would add your job on the job screen.
Okay, our next question. We are a library with titles such as librarian, clerks, cleaners, and maintainers. Would our agency's job code be general employee or office staff?
Hello, this is Margaret. If someone is working in office capacity, I would assume a clerk. More than likely, you would choose office staff, and the rest of those titles presented could certainly be linked to general employee. You should understand that both job codes would give the basic A15 plan, so that would be the most concern, to just pick a code that would best meet or best match your job title.
All right. Why is it taking so long right now to get a member number for a new NYSLRS membership?
Hello, this is Margaret, and we do apologize for the delay. We are doing the best. We are presently registering approximately 1,500 members a week. It was our busy time with school starting in the fall. We do appreciate your continued patience. If you are finding that it is weeks and weeks that you are not hearing from us, please don't hesitate to call our direct number, which is 518-474-3081. Thank you.
At one of the seminars, we were informed that optional employees who do not wish to join the retirement system will still need to be reported to NYSLRS. Will we be reporting all employees as soon as the new system rolls out?
Hi, this is Lori again. That particular piece of information about reporting all potential employees who are eligible to NYSLRS is related to what we call enhanced reporting. All of our employers, we expect to be submitting their current legacy files in the spring. Those legacy files will currently and will continue to include only those members who have registration numbers. So the idea of including a broader population, that won't start until you get into the enhanced reporting functionality, which is part of our gold certification program.
All right. Our next question is regarding VDC. If an optional or VDC employee opts out of membership, do they have to complete a member enrollment form?
Hello, this is Margaret. Certainly, if someone is optional and they do not elect to participate in anything, they would not have to complete a form. We do recommend that you have them complete the Section 45 waiver, so you have that for your records to prove that you did provide that information to join NYSLRS. As Lori has indicated, if you are on enhanced reporting, we would like that information still provided to NYSLRS, but it would not require a form. If someone elects VDC, we do not want you to report that information to us because they are getting a benefit under the VDC option.
Right. And again, this is Lori, that reporting of the VDC eligibles really only comes into play on the enhanced reporting file. And in the enhanced reporting file, our goal is to have you report all employees who are potentially eligible for NYSLRS. But if someone has enrolled in another benefit plan, whether it be VDC, ORP, teachers, the city, we do not need that information reported to us unless they have a job that is not eligible for those other retirement systems. That would be the only indication that you would report that to us.
At this time, we are going to, in order to have time to field questions on our various topics, we are going to move on to our next topic of discussion, which is optional versus mandatory membership. So, question 1, do we need to submit a paper application if we submit, if we use the member enrollment function of Retirement Online?
This is Margaret. You do not need to submit a paper application to enroll mandatory members if you use Retirement Online. If you are enrolling an optional member through Retirement Online, you will be required to upload their paper application at the end of the Enroll a Member process. Without using Retirement Online, you will need to continue to submit a paper application via fax or mail.
All right, so do we need to submit a registration application for an employee who simply changes positions?
Hello, this is Margaret. We do not require that you submit a registration application every time someone changes positions. We only ask that you provide that information if it will equate to a different plan coverage. That would be necessary that you provide that information to us so we can update our records.
If a new employee does not join NYSLRS upon hire, do we have to enter their personal information through member enrollment?
This is Alicia Sullivan. As far as whether or not they joined with a different organization, you wouldn't know unless you enter their personal information, which would then tell you if they already joined us through someone else. However, for yours, that's the only reason why you would enter it, because they decided not to join through you.
What is the reporting requirements for optional ERS members?
Hello, this is Margaret. As we previously indicated, if you are an enhanced reporter and someone who is optional and does not choose another benefit outside of NYSLRS, we do ask that you provide that information to us. Should they decide to join NYSLRS at a later date, we already have that information.
So what is the reason for reporting employees who are not mandatory?
We just recommend, or we actually are asking that if someone is not mandatory and does not elect to take another benefit, like with teachers or ORP, VDC, we ask that you provide that information because we will have that information in our system should that person choose to participate in the future. I know it is a difficult situation now if we request information back to the 70s and 80s when someone is looking to purchase that service. So if we have that information up front, it's something that we will not have to go back to you 10 or 20 years down the line for that information.
Hello, this is Lori again. And the concept of asking employers to report all potentially eligible employees is a really important aspect of the improvements that we're hoping to put into place with Retirement Online in our enhanced reporting program. What we have found is that a large number of individuals in the public workforce tend to move around from public employer to public employer. And many, in their early years, are not thinking about retirement. So if they have the option to not join, they make that decision. Pretty soon thereafter, reality strikes and the benefits of a defined plan kick in, and then they wish to join. And one of the impediments to helping them put their membership back together and claiming their full benefits is trying to retrieve old salary information and service information. We do recognize that this is a pain point for employers who have to go back and retrieve old records. And the longer that an employee delays, that a member delays getting that information, the more those contributions accrue interest. So collecting the information as it occurs at the same time your payroll is being paid is meant to streamline the process, so we'll all have the information that we need and we will not have to go back to you for that. And the members can purchase that service credit as soon as they make that decision to do so, which will save them money.
All right. The next question is about enrollment process. How often should an employer offer enrollment, and should employers offer enrollment each time an employee changes jobs? For example, if they go from sub to hourly.
Hi, this is Alicia Sullivan. You would offer enrollment anytime that you hire someone and you're adding them to your payroll. So if you have a seasonal person and you terminate them at the end of a season, at the beginning of the following season when you rehire that person, you would offer membership again. But that would be about it, just each time that. As far as switching from substitute to hourly, you wouldn't have to reoffer at that time.
If an employee is already retired from public service, is collecting a pension from ERS or PFRS, and then returns to work on either a full or part-time basis, do we, their employer, need to report that income?
Hi, this is Lori again. Under our current reporting with the legacy file formats, they would not be reported because they would not have an active member registration number. But under our enhanced reporting program, we would ask that retired individuals who have returned to work do get reported. As you may know, there are income restrictions for retirees, and we do need to monitor those earnings to make sure that we make any adjustments to their pension should they exceed those thresholds. So that will be another improvement of our enhanced reporting program when you switch to that method of reporting. So again, for the time being, no, you do not need to include retirees on your current file. When you switch to enhanced, yes, that will be part of what we expect.
I would like more information about TIAA CREF enrollment versus the NYSLRS retirement plan. Is there a number that I can call?
Hi, this is Alicia Sullivan. As far as the VDC retirement plan that is administered by the SUNY administration, their phone number would be 1-866-271-0960. If you have a question on the NYSLRS portion of it, you can call 518-474-3081.
You stated that when a member changes jobs, we do not need to submit an enrollment. I thought the purpose of Retirement Online was to track job changes, even if it's within the same retirement plan.
This is Margaret. When I indicated that you did not need to submit for every change, we do not need to capture anytime someone just gets promoted with a higher salary wage. Just bear in mind that we want instances which may result, as I indicated, in a plan change or any other type of benefit change, but you do not have to submit changes for every little instance. If you have a question as to whether or not you should submit, please don't hesitate to give us a call at NYSLRS and we'll help you out.
Do optional part-time employees who are active members still need to be reported?
This is Alicia Sullivan. So I'm going to assume that they joined with a different organization, but your position is part-time. You would still have to report them and update our system with your job information because they're mandatory once they joined with the other organization.
Does NYSLRS recommend having an employee sign a form stating that they give permission to their employer to provide NYSLRS with personal information?
Hi, this is Lori again. The Office of the State Controller does have statutory authority for all participating employers to provide all of their employees' information to the retirement system. I believe that, I don't have the statute quoted, but I believe that that information is actually available on our website.
Will Retirement Online tell us if a new employee is retired from the NYSLRS, ERS, or PFRS system?
This is Alicia Sullivan. When you enter the information and the person's retired, you'll get a pop-up that says to contact us directly and that the person's retired.
Will we still receive letters from NYSLRS notifying us on new loans, arrears, and Article 19, etc.?
Hi, this is Lori again. As part of our employer reporting process, we will be making use of what we call notifications in Retirement Online. And when individuals who are members, for instance, take a loan or choose to purchase service credit, those notifications will be going out to employers so you can begin the deductions or change the deductions if that's appropriate, or stop them whenever it's appropriate. Similarly, when someone hits their cessation date, that would be a change in contribution rate. An additional change within our employer reporting, once we go live in the spring, and this changes regardless of whether you're on legacy or enhanced, is that we will start to only accept monies that are owed. So in the event, for instance, that you took contributions for a member and then they had passed their cessation date, we would no longer accept those contributions. So we would not be dealing with after-the-fact refunds. We will merely turn that money away at the door as part of the employer reporting process. That any money we turn away will be listed and shown on an improper withholdings page, which the persons with the reporting roles will have the security access to see, so that you can make adjustments to your payroll system to prevent that from happening again.
Our next question is about employer reporting as well. Currently, how are we going to report their earnings if our employees do not have a registration number or a deduction to pull the data to our reports? And will this go away in the future?
So this is Lori again. When you say currently, today you cannot report with our legacy systems, you cannot report a member on your file without a registration number. That is correct. So if there is a delay, for instance, in getting that registration number or contribution rate, that member, if they're mandatory, they will still have the membership date that they deserve, but they will be what we call deficient in contributions. That will cause them to, when we do register them, to establish what that deficiency is and to set up a service credit purchase or arrears account for them. That practice will continue after go live next year, with one key exception. If you use Retirement Online in the enrollment dashboard to self-register your members, you will have that information at the conclusion of those pages. So you will get the contribution rate and the registration number that you need immediately. So there'll be no delays. So we do anticipate that this will cut down on the backlog in registrations in the enrollment process, and that you'll be able to get the information and update your payroll records very timely.
How long do I need to track an optional member's hours to see if their actual time worked puts them into a NYSLRS mandatory status versus the optional status when they were first hired? Sometimes their hours exceed the mandatory standard workday established by us.
Hello, this is Margaret. When you initially appoint someone, it is at that time whether or not the person is deemed mandatory or optional. So if someone is hired 12-month, permanent, full-time, making state minimum wage, when you hire them, that is when they're mandatory. Just because someone works a full-time day, but their appointment is part-time, it does not change the status of mandatory or optional for them as far as NYSLRS. So if that person was hired part-time, but ends up working a lot of overtime, they are still considered optional.
I have an employee who changed their mind. They started working for us in March of this year, but did not want to join NYSLRS at that time. He wishes to join now. What do I do?
Hello, this is Margaret again. Certainly, if someone is still your employee and you are obviously an active participant, they can at any time during their employment submit a registration application and we will establish a membership. Just bear in mind that because that person, I am assuming, is optional, we will not be able to backdate that date of membership. They will be able to purchase that service as non-member service, but it will not backdate their date of membership.
What is the process for notifying NYSLRS of a termination resignation?
Hello, this is Lori again. That's an interesting question. Today, employers really do not notify us when people terminate or resign. We just simply, from a reporting standpoint, we simply stop seeing them on the file. That is a change when we move to the enhanced file format, is we will be asking for status changes so that we will know when someone separates from service. And that will also help drive our processes to understand whether or not that person may or may not be eligible to withdraw. And we'll be able to communicate that to the members directly. So today, you don't really take any steps to notify us. We will, however, have to verify that someone has separated. I believe it's for 30 days, I think, before we'll process a withdrawal. But right now, we do not seek that information. In the future, we will be.
Where can we find information and resources on these specific procedural items relating to member enrollment?
Our current process can certainly be found in the employer guide. We will outline what is mandatory, what is optional, and the procedures for enrolling someone to membership.
Will we be offered training on how to use the member enrollment functionality?
Hi, this is Rebecca again. Yes, right now, they're available to you right now on the employer page is member enrollment fundamentals, that's self-paced. We do also offer VILTs, which is a virtual instructor-led training, and those are once a week. So if you're not getting any notifications on the virtual instructor-led, you can just contact our help desk and we'll get you signed up.
Hello, this is Lori again. What I also wanted to add about member enrollment and having the opportunity to train, we do have the self-paced training courses, which are good because you can take them when it's convenient for you. The instructor-led training courses, as we said, are once a week. So if that is more suits your learning style, or you'd like to try it a little more hands-on, that course would be recommended. So please sign up for that. We are also going to be offering refresher training as in the spring as we get closer to our go live, and we do anticipate that will allow people to log into our training environment and literally practice enrolling people. So 3 different forms of ways to practice or learn.
The next question is about enhanced reporting. Is there a date when enhanced reporting will begin, and when are employers expected to transition?
Hi, this is Lori again. We're currently working with a small group of employers to pilot our enhanced reporting so that we can make sure that everything works as designed and that we've worked all the kinks out and we've got all the questions answered. Once we get through our pilot group, which will hopefully be going live with enhanced reporting Shortly after go live next year, we will begin to work on establishing transition groups and move other groups of employers through the enhanced reporting transition. We recognize that this is a big change for organizations, and we want to make sure that we've got all the steps documented and the procedures worked out to have a smooth transition.
All right, this is our final question on this topic. In the spring, will enrolling using Retirement Online be the only way to enroll new members?
This is Margaret. Certainly, we encourage you to use online to enroll new members, as you will be getting the information that much sooner. But you can continue to fax the information to our number, 518-486-4382. But bear in mind, it would be to your advantage to use the online process.
Thank you all very much for your questions, but we do need, for the sake of time, to move on to our next topic, which is Go Live Readiness. And we're very excited about having answers to your questions regarding Go Live. So our first question is, when will we be able to enter employees online?
Hi, this is Alicia. In the spring of 2019, employers will have the ability to go onto self-service and enroll new employees using, Retirement Online. Employees from your organization who have been assigned the personnel security role will have the ability to use the enrollment dashboard and complete the member enrollments at their convenience. As a result, you will get your new employee's registration number and NYSLRS ID immediately. Retirement Online will also tell you their date of membership and contribution rate.
Thank you. Next question, is it right to wait to report a new employee until we get their registration number and accurate contribution?
This is Allison. Yes, you will have to wait to submit your legacy report to make sure you have the correct contribution rate to avoid having to submit adjustments. The new enhanced file format will allow you to include new mandatory member information in your monthly report, and NYSLRS will automatically enroll them through the report. This new report is part of NYSLRS Gold certification and will be available beginning in the spring of 2019.
All right, our next question, will the new NYSLRS ID number replace our registration numbers? If we are to receive the IDs in bulk, will we be able to import them?
This is Margaret. You will continue to submit the registration number as part of legacy reporting when you begin reporting in Retirement Online next spring. These NYSLR ID numbers will eventually replace the registration numbers as part of the enhanced reporting file format. However, we intend to carry both sets of these numbers until all NYSLRS employers have transitioned to the new enhanced format. And yes, we will exchange the files in such a way that you'd be able to import the NYSLRS, the NYSLRS ID numbers. We understand that our large employers would not want to hand type these for their members.
Okay. Our next question. We offer retirement at hiring and often go back and remind our employees of the option to enroll with NYSLRS. They still do not want to participate. Then, about 5 years later or more, they decide to join. What are the penalties for them for waiting? Are there penalties for employers as well?
Hello, this is Margaret. And certainly, if someone 5 years down the line elects to participate, they can certainly elect to join NYSLRS. But just bear in mind, if that appointment is optional, that date of membership will not be set back to when you first hire them. They'll be able to purchase that service as non-member. There truly is no penalty to them, the only penalty being that had they elected to participate on day one, the cost would be less, because now they are going to, if they so choose, to buy that service prior to joining today, that service will not only have the initial cost, but it will have interest accrued to that payment. So that would be more or less the penalty to the employee. As far as the employer, we do periodically have staff that audits our employers. We certainly want them to offer membership, and it is part of Retirement Social Security Law, Section 45, that's been in place since 1986, and it is your responsibility to offer membership to all eligible hires.
How do we confirm the membership status for an employee who is an optional NYSLRS member who could have joined through another employer?
Hi, this is Alicia Sullivan. So what you would do is go through the enrollment dashboard and then enter all of the personal information for that employee. And once you enter that information, it will tell you if they're already a member. And then you can enter the job information. And if they want to join from you, if they weren't already a member, they can. Or to update their account with your job information, it would do so.
Regarding employer reporting, since we will only report monthly, and if we find out that someone paid off their loan after we have processed the first payroll of the month, should we refund the monies to the employee immediately or wait until the monthly report is rejected?
Hi, this is Lori again. One of the features of employer reporting when we go live in the spring will be that if a member, through payroll deduction or through even a lump sum check that they might mail us directly, pays off their loan, the employer in the right security role will automatically get a notification when that payment is applied. So you'll know when we know that the loan has been cleared. So once you get that notification, you can certainly update your payroll records in your system so that, for instance, if you're paying them weekly or bi-weekly, that the next paycheck you won't be taking a deduction that we will just turn away at the door. So that certainly will cut down on the money moving back and forth for no reason.
All right, we have a number of seasonal employees that are on the NYSLRS retirement plan. Once they are enrolled in the plan as a seasonal person and they return each summer, do they have the option each year to opt out?
Hello, this is Margaret. If in season 1 they elected to participate in the retirement system, obviously they've established membership. If they did not work during that period and they chose to terminate or withdraw that membership, next summer, obviously, they don't have to participate. They can opt into the system again. But once they come back to you next season, if that membership is still active, they must be reported. They already made that option last season.
So once a member, always
Always
a
a member.
unless they terminate.
That is correct.
We're a school. We have many substitute teachers. Certain substitute teachers opt to no longer be called, so they don't report to work. How would we notify you of that status?
Hi, this is Lori again. I'm going to make an assumption that these substitutes are enrolled members. So if they no longer report to work, again, in our current reporting methodology, you don't really report when people stop. You just simply don't report them on the file. And that will continue if you stay on the legacy, for as long as you stay on the legacy file format after our retirement online upgrade next year. However, once you move to the enhanced file format, if you take those individuals off of your files and move them into an inactive status, we would want you to report that to us as a job change so that we understand that they're not working. And we'll address those kinds of situations in our training materials for enhanced reporting.
How can I nominate my employer to be part of the employer reporting pilot?
Hi, this is Lori again. If you think that your organization is ready, willing, and able to join our pilot program, please reach out to our help desk and let us know that you're interested.
Where do I find out more information about what training will be available to get ready for Go Live?
Hi, this is Rebecca Fisher again. There's lots of information on the employer page itself and the Employer Learn More page, and right available access to the links that you would need to take any self-paced training are there.
Can you be more specific as to when we will be going live? When in the spring?
Hi, this is Lori again. We're just working our schedule out for our actual system cutover and go live. I do anticipate that we're going to be coming up for business somewhere in probably the middle of May. We'll be publishing that date. We're currently working on our spring employer forum, and we plan to put a lot of information about important dates for you to be following in that newsletter.
We have an employee that was not offered ERS membership when they worked a long time ago and were eligible. They were not told about ERS at all. What happens if later they obtain full employment and are put in a later tier, even if it was no fault of their own?
Hi, this is Margaret. Unfortunately, we do see this happen periodically. As I indicated, Section 45 does require that the employer offer membership. We do find that certain folks are never afforded the opportunity, but there is a statute or laws that we have to follow that if someone is optional, unless we receive a signed application in the Office of the State Controller, there is no recourse for these people. If we do find that that service would have mandated a membership, certainly we do have laws that would allow us to retroactively mandate, but I am assuming this person is optional, so there is no law that would allow us to retroactively mandate this person to membership.
This next question is about enhanced report. I'm going to need assistance from my payroll vendor in order to set up the enhanced report. Where can I find out more information about the enhanced reporting requirements?
This is NYSLRS. I work on the help desk. You can actually, go on our employer page, and there are specifications for the enhanced report for payroll providers and for employers.
Those we also sent out an email blast, I think within the past 10 days, including links to many of these materials. But if you did not receive that email or you would like to go search those out, again, it includes all of the details about the specifications for the enhanced report file format. It also includes some key tips for providers as well. We are actively working with the service providers who have been identified to us. One ask is that we recently rolled out a new contact type within Retirement Online. It's called the Reporting Technology Contact. So if you utilize a service provider, I highly recommend that you update that contact to reflect your point of contact person there. And that tells us here at the retirement system who we need to work with when it comes time to change your file.
Our next question is, do we need to do anything with the current enrolled members to get them new NYSLRS ID numbers, or will they roll into the new system and will just simply be provided a report of everyone's new number?
Hi, this is Lori again. Exactly. All of our existing registered members will be moved into the new system, and in fact already have new NYSLRS ID numbers. As I indicated, we're going to be carrying both sets of numbers, registration numbers and NYSLRS IDs, for quite a while. At this point, as I said, all members actually have a NYSLRS ID. If you receive any correspondence about them, we typically include that on there. However, you do not need to be concerned with using that NYSLRS number until you transition to enhanced reporting. So for now, continue to identify them with the registration numbers. As part of your transition to enhanced reporting, we will share a complete set of information so you can update your records and carry the NYSLRS ID numbers in your own system.
This next question is about retirement online security roles. I am the main person responsible for registering new members. Will I be able to designate a backup person?
Hi, this is Beth Wicks. Yes, you will be able to designate a backup person, and we actually encourage you to do that for all of your security roles, that if you have the ability that there's not just one person available to do a job in our system. If you're not the personnel person, you can add the backup as a system, have the contact administrator add them as a system access user. And then the security administrator would go in and grant that individual the personnel security role.
Our next question, are there any changes to the job information that we will be entering into Retirement Online for new NYSLRS members?
Hi, this is Alicia Sullivan. We gave out the new application that we have. The one-page application has a lot of our new fields on it. There are a couple of additional fields that you will see on Retirement Online, so there will be a new form forthcoming that have all the necessary fields for you to enter the required information.
All right, the next question is about retired employees. How or where will you report a retired employee who has returned to work?
This is Lori again. The reporting of retired employees that have returned to work will be a component of when you move to the enhanced file format. Again, if we take a look at the file specs that are out on our webpage, there are instructions about how to format the individual rows to report that information to us. But again, that really is not going to be something you need to concern yourself with at this point in time, but it will be tackled as part of our gold certification program and when you move to enhanced reporting.
All right, our next question. Currently Retirement Online, I have to sign in and log in to check to see if I have received any notifications. Will we ever move to receiving an email letting us know that there are notifications available within Retirement Online?
Hi, this is Lori. Good news. That's exactly how notifications work. You will get an email sent to the email address that you used when you created your account. You indicated where you wanted to receive these notifications. And when an event happens within the system, for instance, a member pays off their loan, if you're getting that particular type of notification, we will send you an email, and that notification will include a link. That link will take you into Retirement Online where you need to sign in to see what that notification contains. The notification emails that we send you will not contain any private identifying information, any PII, so all of those links will take you directly into Retirement Online. The other way you can see is if you're afraid you might have missed an email, when you log into Retirement Online, your individual dashboard will contain a list of all the notifications that were recently sent to you. So you can look at the list that way as well. If you have a question about what kinds of notifications you're going to see, it's really driven by whatever security role you have. And I believe there's information on our employer website that also gives you a quick summary of which security roles exist, what kinds of actions they're typically performing, and what kinds of notifications you can expect to see when you have that security role. So I encourage you to take a look at that and make sure you're signed up to get what you need to see. You can always, with permission of your organization, of course, be granted more than one security role if you have a concern that you need to see more than you're currently signed up to see.
With enhanced reporting, will we have to list each employee individually? We have several employees that have multiple jobs. Is there anything additional we'll need to do with online registration?
This is Lori again. So Many employers have employees that have multiple jobs, and I know that in today's reporting world, we ask you to combine that information and report it together. And sometimes that combining is relatively simple because the jobs are similar, the pay frequencies are similar, the hourly rates are similar, but in other instances, the employees really have disparate jobs. And combining the reporting doesn't really work. In that instance, that's where under the enhanced reporting file format, we are permitting folks to identify where you have a job that's significantly different, and then you can report that job separately. Earlier, Margaret talked about the fact that you could go in and you don't have to tell us about every tiny little job change, but where someone picks up a job, let's say somebody's a secretary and they're a full-time person, but they also pick up a job that has them work as a bus driver. I'm just making that up. The hourly rate would be different. A lot of the job attributes would be different. So combining that information would be a bad fit. So our ask would be that you would, from an enrollment perspective, define that other job for us. When you define that second job for us, we'll give you what's called another number, which is called your employment instance. So Alicia's talked a few times about how when you go through the enrollment dashboard, at the end, you're going to get a pop-up, literally a pop-up box, which will include the NYSLRS ID, the registration number, contribution rate, I think it includes tier, and it also includes your employment instance. That employment instance will tell you what number job we have in that system, and that's the line that you use to report the job you just told us about. So if someone had 2 jobs, you would use those 2 different employment instances and report them separately.
Regarding seasonal part-time employees, are employers supposed to enter everyone into the personnel screen as well as reporting them in the legacy file format?
This is Alicia Sullivan. If you have a seasonal or part-time person that you don't know if they're a member through another employer, you would still want to go through the dashboard and enter their personal information to know if they're already a member through someone else. So that if they were, you'd have to follow the screens because now you're subsequent employment. If they were not a member, you'll then be prompted to upload their application if they choose to join through you. If they decide not to join through you, then you just wouldn't upload the application. As far as the reporting, I'll let Lori handle that aspect of it.
Well, again, the reporting all depends. Again, in legacy, only report individuals who have registration numbers on the file. Once we moved into enhanced, it's a different conversation.
Are there specific actions that one has to take for an employee who was previously in the retirement system, cashed out, and now wants to rejoin NYSLRS?
Hello, this is Margaret. What you are referring to is the ability to tier reinstate. So just like you're doing now, if the person you know has definitely terminated membership, you would just enroll them to membership. Once we process that enrollment, as long as the tier or the former membership was with NYSLRS, we will automatically reach out to that member and provide the opportunity to reinstate that former membership. There is nothing that you would need to do.
All right, we have many seasonal employees. How will employers be notified if our seasonal employee chooses to withdraw their NYSLRS membership following termination and subsequently gets reemployed by our agency? How will we know to terminate their membership through reporting?
We do not tell every employer if someone elects to withdraw or terminate their membership. The only thing that I can suggest is if you go to the employer dashboard and enter that person's information, you will be able to determine whether or not they currently have that active membership and whether or not you would need to continue to report their information.
All right, this question is off topic. Member annual statements. When is to have annual statements available online so that we no longer have to mail out hundreds of statements each May.
Hi, this is Lori again. So the member statement changes to have them be available online are part of our plan. They will not, unfortunately, you'll get them one more time because those statements get generated out of our current system. Once we have a complete fiscal year in our new system, we will be generating them online. They will be available for individuals, for individual members online if they have created a user ID to our member self-service portal. Your members will be able to opt to see them online. And even if they don't opt to see them online, our plan is to mail any other hard copy member statements directly to members' home addresses. So we are going to be asking for the help of our employers this year to remind their employees who are members to make sure that they, number one, get a Retirement Online individual account so they can then update their home addresses and make sure that when we mail them, that they receive them. That's also where they'll be able to indicate that they want to have their member statement for fiscal year ending 2020, either mailed to them or made just available online. So change is coming, one more year.
How can I get a complete listing of all NYSLRS IDs for each of my employees?
This is Lori again. The complete listing of all of your employees who have NYSLRS IDs will be furnished to you as part of our Gold certification program when you move to the enhanced reporting file.
Regarding notifications, will loan arrears, etc. notifications appear well in advance of start or cessation date?
This is Lori. We can only notify you about them when we know about them. So when someone applies for a loan or decides to purchase back service, we will send the start deduction notices. If they pay off either of those two or they hit their cessation date, we will advise you of that as well.
This question is about our current process. Could you please verify that an employee must be working on the day that their employer submits the online membership application?
This is Alicia Sullivan. Yes. So if you have an optional member that you're enrolling through Retirement Online, they have to be working on the day that you are uploading that application and therefore submitting it to NYSLRS.
All right, Alicia, can you confirm that optional memberships are to be faxed rather than registered online currently?
That is correct, because right now you can't register online. You have to wait until the spring of 2019.
So in the spring, you can definitely do use Retirement Online in the enrollment dashboard to register your mandatory members with no form upload required and your optional members, and you will just need to merely scan their signed form and upload that as part of the enrollment pages.
All right, this next question is about our enhanced reporting format. What is NYSLRS currently doing with payroll service providers? Are we working with them? Are we having them do anything specific in regards to creating reports for future reporting?
Okay, good question. This is Lori again. We are actively working with the service providers who have been identified to us by our employers. Again, I'll repeat that we have recently put out a new reporting technology contact type into Retirement Online, and we encourage you, if you have not already, to populate that to indicate who we should use as a point of contact when it comes time to discuss changes to your file. If you have an in-house IT shop, we encourage you to list that individual. If you use a service provider, you can either put a point of contact, an individual, or you can put the company's name. We're going to use that information to make sure that we reach out to our service providers. We have heard from a few. They're asking many of the same questions you are, And we're working with them to provide them with the file specs so that they can work in developing this new file format into their program so that they can then offer this service to you, their clients.
About tier reinstatement, what if an employee belonged not to NYSLRS but to a different retirement system and then withdrew? For example, they belong to TRS. Would they be able to get a tier, would they be qualified for tier reinstatement then?
Hello, this is Margaret. We do offer that ability right now. Any of the New York City retirement systems, as well as New York State teachers' retirement system, if we at NYSLRS know about this, they can certainly be offered the ability to tier reinstate, but it would be up to the member employee to let NYSLRS know to initiate that request.
If we have a temporary employee enroll in NYSLRS and then returns to work at another time and chooses not to enroll, is that allowable?
Hello, this is Margaret, I'm sorry. If during one season or a temporary appointment, a person elects to enroll and they are no longer working for a participating employer, they can certainly elect to terminate that membership and withdraw their funds as long as they're not vested. But if they were to come back to another participating employer prior to requesting that withdrawal, they do not have the option to waive enrollment. They are a member, and you are required by law to report them to the retirement system.
This is Lori. So one way to be sure you've got that right is to check with NYSLRS today. You can use the IVR line to check and see if someone has a current active membership with NYSLRS, in which case you have to report them. They don't have a choice. After we go live in the spring, you can use the enrollment dashboard in Retirement Online to find out that same information. If they are an active member with us, we'll let you know that. If they have withdrawn, then the questions on the page would be different, and we'd be asking if you want to enroll this member. So you'll be able to identify that information yourselves.
If we entered every seasonal employee, it would take weeks. Doesn't it make more sense to use the enhanced reporting option?
This is Lori. Yes, it does. That's one of the benefits of using the enhanced reporting file format, is that there are record types included in that format that allow you to provide the individuals, your employees, biographical information and all the relevant job data that you use when you hire them. And then we can store that information here at NYSLRS. If they do not meet the mandatory membership criteria, we will not enroll them. However, we will establish them and collect their information such that if they do join down the road, we will already have all that information on hand. So yes, that is the ideal way to provide that information, is through enhanced reporting.
Okay, this is another question about multiple jobs. How should we handle employees who have multiple jobs when enrolling? There are 2 employees that have multiple jobs currently. Employee 1 is a town clerk and a water clerk, sewer clerk, and a registrar. Would they be classified all as clerical?
Hello, this is Margaret. You are mentioning enrollment, so I do know that sometimes an employer will hire someone to wear multiple hats. You must choose to enroll them using one job. So when you fill out the enrollment, you will have to indicate one position so we can determine whether or not someone is mandated or optional. You cannot combine salaries to mandate. I just wanted to clear that up as far as enrollment. But if it appears that they are all working in an office capacity, certainly you would use the job code that would reflect a clerical position. If not, you would choose another position. We are concerned if someone is a town clerk, that may be an elected or appointed official, and as you know, there are different reporting requirements for elected and appointed, so we would definitely need to know about this appointment type.
Thank you. I was under the impression that I could enroll a new employee up to 30 days early. An answer I just heard during this webinar suggested that it had to be on the same day when the individual started working. If that is the case, what if I'm not in the office that specific day to be able to do it?
This is Margaret. There are instances where there are employers that there is just one person running the show, and if they have especially a sub-seasonal per diem or on-call employee, that they are not there that day when they are working. Certainly if it's a weekend or after hours, you can go ahead and do it the next business day through a fax, but unfortunately, we cannot accommodate someone's date of membership if there is no one there to fax it or go to the enrollment dashboard to enroll them to membership that day. Like I said, you can certainly fax it to us if it's a weekend or after-hours situation.
So Margaret, who is eligible to be registered 30 days in advance?
We ask that you register, especially online. They have to be mandatory members 30 days in advance.
We heard Lori ask us to update our technology contact person. What do we do if we do not have a technology person? In fact, we still use the Excel spreadsheet ERS provided many years ago.
Hi, this is Lori. Well, whoever uses your Excel spreadsheet, you would be the reporting technology contact. We really are looking for the person who currently creates the file. If you're that person, then you're the right person to put in as a reporting technology contact.
I heard on this webinar that we should not fax beneficiary information at registration. When then should an employee send this information to NYSLRS?
Hi, this is Margaret, and I am the one that indicated you shouldn't fax it because we cannot process a faxed application. Certainly, go ahead and provide that application if you want to do so at orientation. Once they've established a membership in NYSLRS, they can go ahead and mail it to us, or once we close that enrollment process, they will be mailed a membership packet which will provide the opportunity to as a new member, enroll to the system online, and they can actually do everything online to avoid mailing in the application, whatever they choose to do.
So to be clear, the responsibility for sending the beneficiary form to NYSLRS is the member's responsibility, not the employer's.
That is correct.
Actually, there's one last question, Anna, and I'd love to jump in and answer it. The question is that I don't see a reporting technology contact as an option within the security roles. Is it available yet? And that's an interesting point. I want to clarify. The reporting technology contact is not a security role. It is a contact type. So establishing the contact type, you merely provide a mailing address, a phone number, and an email for that person so that we can contact them. That person does not necessarily get security rights for your organization. Particularly if they're a service provider, you wouldn't want that. So we establish this as a contact type, not a security role. So talk to your contact administrator or go to that page to create that.
And Lori, I just have one quick follow-up to
Sure.
that. This is Melissa Resi again from the help desk. In response to the reporting technology contact and then service bureau contact type, if you have a payroll provider who does submit your monthly report, that's where we want an individual put in for that contact type, not necessarily the company, so that they can get credentialed and get a user ID and a password. Whereas a reporting contact type, you can use a company or an individual as a contact.
Right. The reporting technology contact type cannot cannot be granted security roles, so they would have to have a different contact type. It could be reporting contact, it could be the reporting contact type, or it could be just a user, a general user. But people who are only in that reporting technology contact type cannot be granted security access.
Right. Whereas security access cannot be granted to a company.
Exactly.
Yes, that's my point, yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Before we sign off, we just want to reiterate a few important points. All of us here at NYSLRS are committed to providing you with the resources you need to start using the new retirement online system for member enrollment in the spring 2019. It is critical during this period of transition that you keep your contact types and security roles up to date in our system. These individuals will be receiving targeted messages from us related to their specific work within Retirement Online. If you have not yet completed your Silver certification, it is absolutely imperative that you complete your self-paced training in order to realize the benefits of the new member enrollment process. You can see our certification checklist in the handout section of this webinar. Once Silver certified, you will be invited to further member enrollment practice opportunities as we all prepare to go live in May 2019. In the meantime, visit our Learn More to Get Ready for Retirement Online page for more details on these and other topics. And as always, our help desk and transition coaches are here to meet your needs. On behalf of us here at NYSLRS, thank you, and we look forward to working with you.